Good morning, South Florida.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Grab your coffee as we brew up the talk of the day.
From the latest scoop around town
to feel-good stories and messages of hope.
A few jokes and live calling.
Highlighting local businesses.
Discussing hot trends and news stories.
A dash of feel-good nostalgia.
I love those morning cartoons.
Keeping up with upcoming events.
Sometimes trying and delicious foods.
Weekly horoscope updates.
An occasional flying duck.
Some sparkle dust.
Don't forget my bell.
And my wand.
With our brew crew laughing on set.
So grab your coffee, your bagel, donut, or any breakfast as we get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
And don't leave us hanging. Here is a follow. Comment live or call right into the show at 888-994-4995 Studio B.
Whether it's a tip of the day or just to say good morning, we'd love to hear from you.
From Amp Media Production Studio, it's
the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. Freddie, you have to get up. We've got a morning show to do.
Just give me 5 more minutes. Where'd I put my hat?
Come on, Freddie. You don't have time. Get out of bed.
I can never find my hat when I need it.
We'll get the hat at the studio. Let's go. Pour yourself some coffee and get to the studio because it's time for the morning show.
Now, where's my bell?
We're going to act choppy like our feet is choppy.
The morning show. It's choppy. It's choppy because we haven't used this studio in such a long time. It probably doesn't recognize it.
This time, got to bring her back to life, but they've done an incredible job putting studio. What's up?
So, want to stop the restream?
Yeah.
Putting Studio B, redoing Studio B, hanging the art, repurposing it, and it looks really, really nice. So I thought, let's show her out to the world.
You pick a fine time to do this, Lucy.
You say that every day, but you know what? Every day turned into another day, which turned into another week, which turned into another month, and the next thing you know, she's like, oh, what about me? So Aurora says it's her time to shine.
But if it doesn't work correctly.
Well, you don't know unless you try. Nate says it's interesting.
What's interesting, Nate?
So I stopped the restream, and now stream 2 is now just plain red.
Because you stopped it.
So...
That was 2.
Yeah.
That's how it's
when
red.
You stopped it. You can't stop it and it's red and it's still recording.
I don't know, man. I don't know this.
All right, we're gonna see how this rolls out.
Are they both red?
No. I mean...
Is the red recording button still good?
Yep, it's still
Then we can always just upload it later.
All right.
I'd just like to know what you're streaming on.
Just on the 2, not on the 2 right now. I stopped 1.
What's on 1?
1 is the restream, isn't it?
Okay.
No, one was, I don't know, gotta look.
2 is Facebook, then.
What did it say?
Yes, 2 is Facebook.
So then that's
Okay.
why the restream is off.
Yeah, we're still on Facebook.
I know what the problem is on restream. Restream changed it's a long story. I'll fix it. So it's like misfiring.
on Facebook.
As long as we're still recording, we can go.
And we're still out live. So people are like, hello.
Hello, how are
Hello.
you?
Yep, you guys...
All right. Anyway, lots of things to catch up on. Today's Thursday. Welcome back to Studio B in the Aurora room. Wilson looks like he needs to be eaten or boiled or something. He's looking a little.
Grill him.
He's or grilled. He's looking a little rough around the edges. That's like a metaphor for how I feel at the end of the week.
Who knows how to carve a pineapple?
A little rough.
I have a pineapple slicer and core.
You don't have it here.
No, but I can bring it in.
No, because you won't be back till next week. What am I
Yes, we have
supposed
to
do?
cut his head off. You got to cut it here, and then you can actually plant it, and you have a pineapple plant
Yeah,
to
it takes a
grow.
whole year to grow.
And then you cut the sides, you take off the outside.
How do you
Apparently,
know this?
because I once raised a family. Speaking of which, happy 30th birthday, Aaron. So today my son is 30. Happy birthday, Dad. My dad is 85 today. So happy birthday to 2 amazingly important men in my life.
Birthday.
And today was your father's birthday. How old would he have been?
Oof.
Happy heavenly birthday.
93.
Wow. What year was he born?
Yeah.
So happy heavenly birthday to your dad.
He died at 88. When he died? 17? 18, 19, 20, 21, 7 years? 88 and 7 is how much? 95?
87.
95?
Yeah.
Wow, Dad. 95 it would have been.
Wow. Well, happy heavenly birthday to your
I
dad.
forgot all about that because they all had the
They
same.
all
birthday.
have the same birthday. I know. Isn't that kind of just crazy yet so non-coincidental? I know. I can't believe my baby is 30.
He ain't no baby. He's a grown
Like in a blink of an eye.
man.
How do you like me delivering this information with a pineapple in my hand? Anyway, it's like so me. In the blink of an eye, it's like I remember 30 years ago, like yesterday. Chelsea was 2.5. We were in a tropical storm. Gordon was rolling through Boca Raton, and I went into labor.
Wow.
Kind of crazy, right?
I'm gonna give you
I
a
know.
young. She said something. I'm gonna look at you because she said it.
What'd I say?
In a blink of an eye, Aaron was created. I'm just
No, I
saying.
said in a blink of an eye. It's been 30 years.
Yeah, but when you say it in that context, it sounds like it was made, and 30 years later.
Well, think about it. In 30, it's like when you look back on your
In a
life.
blink of an eye.
What were you doing 30 years ago?
I wasn't at Aaron's bar mitzvah, whatever.
But Freddie was a little boy. Gio wasn't even here. Think about how time
30
goes like
minus
that.
30, I was 30. They were both born already.
You were 32. No, because Gio's not 30. He
Freddie
wasn't
was-
born yet.
Freddie wasn't born either.
Yes, he was, because Freddie's 32, 33.
So 27, 29, 31. I didn't have Freddie till I was 32, 33.
Okay, so 30 years ago, you were 32.
I was 32, so Freddie was just being thought of.
No, because Freddie's 33.
Were you there?
He's a year older than Chelsea.
Okay.
And Chelsea was here 30 years ago.
I'm
She's
62,
32.
so that's
Apparently, you
29
forgot how
years.
old you were when you had Freddie.
I didn't make him at 33.
How?
I made him at 32.
Freddie was probably born in 91.
Listen, I can tell you exactly the day Freddie was.
That I don't need to know.
So I have a question
Yes.
for you guys. So you guys raised kids in the last generation. There was no technology, no smartphones, and then you see like us who were raised with technology, and even your grandkids that have technology. What do you think is easier,
I sent you guys back.
raising the kids with or without?
Without.
In the new ages.
Without.
Without, for sure.
Without.
Yeah. Without was easier. Why?
Because it was us teaching our kids.
Yeah.
Today, technology teaches our kids. So if he doesn't like the orange, the color orange, and he puts it on social media, my kid is going to think that his word is better than mine because he's on social media.
Yeah.
And practicality and logistics and
I think
logical
communication skills are better. They have to learn to communicate, have a conversation, face-to-face, talking. You guys work really hard at learning those skills because you have to work harder at learning them as opposed to looking at your phone. Attention spans, I think, were longer. It'll be interesting to see what, not even your generation, maybe a couple of the kids that are just coming out of high school now,
Yeah.
what their trajectory on what their professional paths are. They're still going to be, doctors, lawyers, accountants, or they're going to be more creatives because
I think-
attention spans are going to be like this now.
Well, there was a study that said of this newer generation what they wanted to be. They all want to be YouTube stars over, say, an astronaut
Right.
or a doctor or a lawyer.
Exactly, because it's totally different.
It's funny. I went and did my own study. I went to a university and I must have asked 120 kids, "What are you going to be when you grow up?" And they had no idea. They had no idea. Not a clue. Oh, what's your major? Oh, I'm something that I never heard of before in my life. What are you going to do with that? I don't know. So what you do it? I don't know. What the hell do you know? That's the problem I'm having with today.
If you were to ask me that now, I'd have the same response. I have 2 bachelor's degrees. I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah, I'm 40
Yeah, but
years
you've got
old,
such a-
40 years old, and I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with my life.
But
Is that what you're supposed to do?
That's what you want to do?
What you want to do.
Right.
What were you saying?
I know what I want to do. I just
But-
how to get there.
You've got a huge skill set that you can draw on, and you can go any which way you want. So you've got background, you've got talents. You can do anything you want to do.
Yeah.
You just you get to choose,
Right.
which is pretty amazing.
Well,
Thank you.
it's gonna, there's an old saying, don't let it choose you. Because sometimes you're looking for a career and it doesn't come and you end up taking a side turn. Do you know how many actors and actresses I've read about that starved until they got their break
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Broadway and everything else?
Like Harrison Ford used to be a carpenter before he was cast in Star Wars.
But back in the day, there was a chance for him to make it. Today, you gotta know somebody who knows somebody who might know somebody else before they even give you a sniff.
It's really interesting because I was watching Wicked premiering next week. I know you're not going to see it, but I heard it's incredible.
I didn't know I'm not gonna see
Because
it.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. And they said apparently this has been 3 years in the making,
Yeah.
and nobody knew if it was going to make it to be known. I mean, Ariana Grande, everybody knew, but this apparently catapults her to a whole nother level. And you just never know until you get that big break.
Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to you because you told me that Barbie was gonna be a good movie too.
I didn't tell you that, but I know Wicked's going to be great.
Barbie
not,
was a great movie.
was not for me. And
I know Wicked's going to be great.
It's Barbie.
far from great. You know, but everybody has a definition of what it is, but that wasn't my definition.
So I was watching the Today Show, and Hoda Kotb, I don't know if you watch the Today Show. She's retiring, and she's moving on to raise her kids and doing all the things.
Who?
Hoda Kotb.
Who's that?
She's the anchor from NBC who's been co-hosting the Today Show. She's 60. She adopted 2 little girls, so she's raising them. She's going to stay home
Thank
and
you
raise
for
and
your
do some other
service.
things. So her replacement is Craig Melvin, who's been doing correspondence and everything.
Yeah, I know.
But here's an interesting story. Could you be nice, please? Seriously.
Why should I be nice?
Because they go on to tell the story today that they were at the Olympics over the summer, and he was talking to his colleagues of, I just don't know if this is the right fit for me. I don't know if
It's
this
not.
is the right business, the
No.
right fit. Stop. And they were like, come on, you're right at the pinnacle. You're right there. You just need that right set of the next step to happen. And sure enough, today, he was chosen to
And
be the
it's
new
still not
anchor.
the right
What is
fit.
wrong with
It's
you?
not the right anchor.
Why are you so
Why is
negative
it that I
and
can't- It's not
nasty?
negative. I'm being honest.
Why?
Watch what's gonna happen. In 2 months, he's gonna quit because I know the guy.
How do you know him? But that's not the point.
Okay, what is the
The point is,
Something
just
don't
when
like
you
to- make a
just
bad
when
deal
you
or make a deal.
just when you think nobody's paying attention and you need that big break and you're ready to give up, that big break comes.
Have you ever seen that interview with the cast of Friends out on their 5th season? And the interview, it's all 6 of them. And the interviewer says, after you booked Friends, what was the first purchase you made? And all the girls went down the line and they all got cars. And Matthew LeBlanc was like, I got dinner. He was like, I bought a meatball sub. I couldn't afford that for months. He was
Yeah.
like, I was starving. And the first thing I bought was a meal for myself because
Wow.
I couldn't do that. And I was like, that's crazy. That man was broke. And then he got Joey on Friends, and his whole life changed around.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
amazing,
That
right?
to me is amazing. But
Yes.
this other guy, not so much.
I think everyone.
You
I
should
think
check
it's
out,
amazing.
was it Matt LeBlanc's blooper reel? They're pretty funny.
Oh,
Let me
there.
ask you a question. Do you guys know the cast of characters on? So you think you have talent? Who's the number 1 guy that everybody knows?
Wait.
Or
Simon?
whoever-
What show is it?
Him.
America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He combined a few
So
shows.
you think you can dance in
That
America's
one.
Got
Well,
Talent?
you know about Simon the Cow, right?
Simon Cowell, yes.
Simon the Cow, I call him. Now he's the most negative person. Everybody hates him.
He was.
No, he
Yeah.
is. Now he's had to lighten up a little bit because a few lawsuits came his way. But you notice that he was the negative of a positive show, right? And he's the one that everybody identified
That's
with.
why everyone loves you.
No, because we're just being honest.
You're being
Simon
negative.
Simon's being honest. I'm being honest. I'm not. Listen, the guy is on TV. You know, he's bigger and better than me. But I don't think it's a good spot for him. There's a certain science that goes to being an anchor, and women have a better deal going into it than guys. They changed the one on CBS. There used to be this girl. I used to see her. She wasn't great. Now they got this guy from England, I think, or whatever. I don't understand.
It's a different dynamic for sure. If you're co-hosting with the same sex partner, right? 2 women or 2 men, it's a different thing.
Changes everything.
So I was watching. They were doing the whole Wicked thing, and they went to the premiere.
Back to Manny.
But no, listen, because they did. You know how we go to events and the crew takes B-roll and they put a package together and we put it out.
Right.
Right. So they're watching the movie and they get B-roll of Savannah Guthrie putting her head on Hoda's shoulder as they're crying. And and they film this and they put it out. If we were at an event, if I put my head on your shoulder at an event, it would be totally perceived differently
Right.
than Savannah putting her head on Hoda's shoulder.
Yeah, because you put makeup on my shirt.
It's not the makeup, it's just the sense of differing sexes having a
Social
different type of
dynamics.
relationship, right? Like I could put my head on Grace's shoulder, or I could put my head on your shoulder at the same event. It would be perceived totally differently because she's a woman.
I could put my head on Grace's shoulder.
You couldn't though, because they would identify that as even worse.
But let them identify
It's different perspectives.
A man and women, like you guys get confused as married all the time.
All the time.
But like
Divorced. Let's get it right. Divorced.
everybody comes up to you and says, "Your wife this, your wife that."
I gotta tell you, that's a line. It's a line.
Because they don't know how to say it.
No, there's a line. If you notice it, it's a line. They want to know more about what's going on. But we just had this conversation.
But the dynamics are different on what you can do. Except for
Exactly.
Josh and Andrew, they can seem to put their heads on each other's shoulders, and it works for them.
Now that, to me, is a problem.
What a point
Those two are
Dexter.
so
Josh and Andrew.
Josh and
Gato
Andrew.
and Josh. They hug each other, put their shoulders, their heads on their shoulders. And I look at them and says, what?
But it's a totally different dynamic of what's acceptable.
Poindexter
And
puts his head on
Michael?
Tyrion's shoulder here.
it would be
It's
okay.
all over.
Yes, it would be okay.
I
Michael
don't have
wouldn't
a
care.
problem with it.
Yeah.
But
But
now
my
be-
philosophy is I don't care.
But if he
that's
did-
what you want to do, that's what you want to do.
But if you did it to Scary, it would be like Scary would be like, "Don't touch me."
Opens the invite.
Scary. And scary would be very scary.
Wait, say it again?
If Poindexter put his head on your shoulder.
You're getting creative with the sound bits.
See, that is
Now-
it's nice to be back
Let
in
me
here.
ask you,
Yeah.
is it guy to girl the problem, or is it perception? Like if Poindexter put
You
his
tell
head,
me.
Well, I'm asking you because you're the one that come out with all. I don't care.
It kind of depends, like, on the relationship, because I know, like, if I had like a really hard like film stop day, I could go up to one of those guys and be like, ah, and like no one would think anything of it. But if I were to like walk up to, I don't know, like one of these guys and do that, it would be completely.
If you did
perceived
that to
differently.
Baxton,
Baxton's
Baxton's
different.
okay,
Yeah, it's more-
everything you
for
see,
them, it's more
everything's
like a brother,
convenient.
sister.
Yeah.
Everything's conveniently different. If you walk up to Baxton and you put your head on his shoulder,
Baxton and I had like a brother sister.
I have a
relationship.
sister. I don't do that. I don't put my head on her shoulder
Why?
because I kick her.
No.
My sister.
What is wrong with you today?
What are you talking about? I'm being honest. You told me to be honest. I'm being honest.
I mean, like, for example, most of my female friends, they give me sort of the older brother routine, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Would you let a guy be older brother routine? Would you let Poindexter put his head on your shoulder?
Yeah, if he was having a bad day.
Hey, Alex, you're free to put your head on his shoulder.
See, but Alex is like in a different space. See, he's
He's
like,
in another
no.
Alex doesn't want to mess up his hair.
He's another time-space continuum.
Wow, so you would let... That's interesting. I should have told Baxton just to go over and put his head on
No,
your
because
shoulder.
that's harassment in the workplace. I told him no.
But you see, but this is a problem.
That's
Where
another
did
fine
that come
line.
from?
I
So
know.
every guy now that we know can put their head on your shoulder.
No.
problem.
No.
No, not at all.
Well, what is
No.
this whole conversation?
See,
You got it backwards.
If they want to do that,
Yeah.
I have to ask permission. If
Yeah.
they say no, I respect that.
It's definitely about like the closeness of the relationship, and like also the working relationship. Because like if you're in a workplace like this, it's a more like restricted.
This is a workplace.
Yes,
This is a workplace.
it's a professional.
could have fooled me. I thought it was the three-ring circus.
Sometimes it feels like it, Wilson.
So this workplace does not allow what she says. What do you do when somebody says to you, I'm a hugger? Now, if it's a guy, right?
Creepy.
Like I got a couple of guys in here that tell me all the time, I'm a hugger. Yeah, they hug
It
me.
depends on the person.
And they want heart to heart. I'm like, no, that's more like nipple to nipple. I don't like
Do guys hug?
Yeah, I've got a friend of mine
No.
who's...
Nah, guys have a thing called a bro hug. That's what we do. We do
a bro.
What
hug.
is that, the pat on the back hug?
No,
No, they do
right.
that.
You're talking about like
Tell me
dab,
about-
like
Wait, let's see.
It's like
dab up into
Oh, okay.
That's
The
No,
bro hug.
that's one type of hug, and then there's the other one, like Rich
Yeah, I have
and
a friend of
Bernie.
mine, when he's having a bad day, he goes, can I get a hug? I'm like, all right, fine.
Oh, Rich's hugs are like a hug that nobody else does.
I still have a fractured
Caballero.
rib.
That's coming tonight, so I hope you breathe through it
I
because
have to
they're
breathe.
coming in tonight.
I gotta be careful when I hug people because I end up popping their back.
Oh, yeah,
That's
let's
not
not
a
do
hug.
that.
That's
Let's not harm anyone.
dangerous.
And I'm not even trying.
So it's totally different.
So what do you do when a guy says to you, "I'm a hugger"? Now you're a girl.
You're not right now.
See, not to Grace.
So you won't let them hug you.
If I just met that person, no way. I would do it.
No,
Really?
you-
Say it depends.
Really?
Because like you could do like the casual side hug,
Yeah,
like
the
oh
side
haha.
Yeah, it's not
If you're
a
being
But
tough
like
for the first
if
time,
there
like-
if it's like a
I
man
hate-
I've never met before and he like goes in for a full hug, immediately no.
No.
Back up. Private space.
You know, it's funny. There was somebody, I'm not going to say who it is, there was somebody in my past that I went in for a hug and she darted and I went right to the wall. I said, from now on, never again. So like a year later, it must be one of those I got to get to know you type of deal.
Yeah.
She came to hug me. I put my finger on her nose. I said, no, thank you.
What?
But also like girls kind of have this like more safety awareness than men
Yes.
do. So if like you're a girl and a man comes up to you for a hug, you're like, you could kill me right now. Like I don't know you, I don't trust you, don't come near me.
But if a woman wants to hug you, you don't really think twice, unless I guess she's creeping you out.
If a
But
woman wants to
in
hug you,
general,
It depends on the person. See,
You push them away?
I would say I would reach for a handshake first. Like I'm a hugger, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
What do
that's
you-
wonderful.
When do you,
Doesn't matter who it is.
what is that
I'm a
fee?
handshaker. and then-
Yeah, handshaker
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Then
Poindexter.
Or
What
a
is,
half
what,
hug,
Poindexter,
like
what
you
is
said,
that
give them, like, a
fiendish
two-pedal
smile?
back.
Right.
Alright, you like to get hugs?
I don't know. I guess. I
You
don't
guess?
mind.
Are you a hugger?
Not really.
I think you're a hugger. I think you're a secret hugger. I know she's a hugger. She hugged Baxton in the lobby. I
Grace
took
is not a hugger.
200 pictures. I go, boy, for two people who don't hug ever, I got 200
But you know who
pictures.
is?
That's my last day.
Zari. Zari's a hugger.
Zari, yes.
But on the same, like, opposite side of the same coin, I feel like if Zari was not, like, close with a person and they said, like, she was like, I'm a hugger, you feel safer with Zari than you would, like,
She
a
scares the hell out of
stranger.
me.
She can be scary, but she's also one of the nicest people you will ever
Yes.
meet.
Why do you think she's scary?
Because when I first met her, it was her and C Square. I'm going to tell you something.
She scares a little scary.
Chelsea
She's still a
scares
little
me
scary.
She
sometimes.
scares me.
And I'll tell her that to her face.
No, he's scary. He's holding the name.
No, yeah. I'm glad you're tall, so I don't have to look and say, oh, look at them eyes. They're scary guy.
You see, but like, you can't tell someone you love them or I love you. They're going to think it's a sexual thing. Like if I said
Michael, I
to,
love you. What's that?
Oh, no, I can't say that right now.
see, he couldn't say that.
Scary. I love you.
Well, no, because the Greeks used to have 4 types of that.
Ready?
I don't love you.
I hate you too.
So in the ancient Greek world, there was 4 types of love. There was romantic, there was for family, there was an unconditional, like a love what you would have for a parent, and then there was a love for your friends too.
True. So that's totally a thing that you can have that.
So let me get this right. I can tell a female, a guest, I love you, but
Nope.
I can't say that to a man.
No.
You can't tell even a guest. You can't tell a female guest you love them. You could say it to Bernie faster than you could say it to a female guest.
I don't want to say it to
Yeah.
But you could say it to Bernie and like, no, you're totally
wanna say it to
safe.
Bernie.
You don't want to say I love you to
Bernie says
Bernie.
it to me all the time.
I know. That's what made me think about it. What was that? Oh, the
painting
picture fell on the floor.
Yeah, lean back
I
a
gotta
little too
move
much.
on.
Yes.
But
You're
it's
gonna fix that.
it's like also imagine if like every producer that came in here for an interview, when you end it, you're like, I'm a hugger, give me a hug. They would run for the hills. But like on producers' last days, you usually give them a hug and say like, thank you for working here and blah 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 blah. Like
I
it's
gotta do that?
Wait.
You don't have to, but
So
like
wait, so that means on my last day I gotta hug all y'all?
Yeah.
correct.
Only if you
I'm
want
gonna tell you
to.
something. You better
hold
you
on.
better put on a condom or something all over you,
Hold on.
because we all coming in for the hug.
Hold on.
You know what we'll do? We'll do the giant hug and send it. We're all gonna hug you at the same time.
See, but then I always wonder if it's appropriate. Like what you guys do as working together is one thing. If Freddie and I go to, even Baxton, I wasn't sure. He's like, can I have a hug? It was Baxton. But like, May wouldn't necessarily want me to hug him goodbye. Or maybe he does. So it's like, you never know like the right or the wrong. I don't know. See, it's all,
Baxton
you
asked
just
me
don't
for a
know.
hug.
Because it's
asked me for
Baxton.
a hug. I gave him one.
Baxton's a whole different level of Baxton.
I'm gonna tell you, if I had a
There's
son,
no other way to describe him. He's like a noun, a
it would be
verb.
Baxton. If I had a son, when I went with him on Father's Day, I had a ball. We were smoking cigars. We called you.
Sons.
I had 3 sons that day. And then when I was walking down the street, because Baxton knows me better than
They do.
Gio and Freddie, he says, watch it. He says, here it comes. Your dad's going to do it. And there were these girls at the table for them. I said, ladies, my sons here would like to all buy you dessert. Bingo, bango, bingo. It works.
Freddie, the ultimate wingman.
The funny thing is that each one of them didn't know what the other one, who they wanted to buy dessert for, so they ended up saying, no, it's okay, Willie. You should have seen them. They turned like all sorts of colors. It
See,
was funny.
it's like the fine line on what's socially acceptable and what isn't.
No, you
Yeah.
have the fine line. I don't got no lines.
Because you just cross over them.
I do.
And then you never know what people's perceptions of you are, like
Right.
what they want.
You like me, you don't like me. Same difference.
I always tell people, look, I am who I am. You either like me or you don't. And if you like me, that's
You mean
great.
I have a
You guys
choice?
rock.
Yeah, you know what? Straight up, like if you ask me how I feel about you, I'll tell you honestly. Like straight up, I'll tell you honestly.
Yeah.
Do people do
He
that?
will.
Trust me, I will.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Some people, yeah.
I don't really.
Michael, I have choice.
I tell them, look, if you got a problem with me, that's your problem, not mine.
Look at Poindexter.
Poindexter.
What are you thinking
I was
about?
wondering, who
He's
the hell
thinking
doesn't
about
like me?
things.
And
What are you
he's,
thinking about?
He's thinking.
he's probably thinking about yesterday's dinner.
What you been up to? We haven't seen you in a while.
I went to New York. My sister and her fiance, they got married there.
How was
He was
it?
working in the
It was
lab.
really good.
Wait, Long Island?
Central Park.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
How old's your sister?
She is 36.
Nice. They live in New York?
No, they live down here, but we went up to New York because most of our family lives up there.
Were you the ring bearer?
Yep,
You were the ring bearer?
I was.
Not the ring bearer. You were
A best man or
Yeah.
groomsman or?
something, man.
Yeah,
Did you carry the rings down the aisle?
I did.
Oh, he was a ring man.
Wow. I've never seen a ring bearer of that age.
Was the wedding outside?
Yeah, it was all in Central Park.
Were there tears?
That's so pretty.
Yeah.
Did you see the leaves change color?
I don't know. They kind of looked like normal fall leaves. You know, a lot of them were like on the ground. It
Were
was
they
very
yellow?
like autumn weather.
They were yellow.
Yeah, some were yellow.
Okay, that's changing of the
Are
reason.
you from New York?
No, I lived in Florida all my life. It's just
That was your first visit?
no. I've I mean I've been there a few times, but I lived in Florida most of my life.
Central
Interesting.
Park. What
Wow.
place?
And then you were helping at.
When you get married, do it in Central Park.
I got a friend who lives in Great Neck, so she's actually known me since college.
So how was the wedding, Poindexter? It was nice.
Yeah, it was really good.
And then you helped Abdullah do a movie.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Oh, it went really well.
Is it Abdullah's movie?
Well, technically he's like more of like a producer. Like there's like another guy who's like the director, but he's basically like the second in command, I guess. And
So wait a minute, you said that you had to help him finish it. What happened to the cast? They left?
Well, like the thing is, like a lot of like his crew members, like the group, they had disagreements with each other, so half of them split. They did their own thing, and now I was helping Abdullah and some other guy with their thing because like. Yeah, it was basically like a whole thing.
I've
like
never seen such disorganization to make a movie. How can you fight to make
Ask
a movie?
the head of film stop.
You
What
would,
is the fights about?
there's so many parts that go into it, and like, I guess in Abdullah's case, a lot of like when you're working with students that like aren't getting paid, they're like, I don't really have time for this anymore, or like I don't really want to do this, or like they don't give it their all, or whatever.
So why would you commit to something if you're not into it? That's strange.
That's a
Well, I
wonderful
mean-
question, but a lot of people do it.
Yeah,
That's
like
so
on the
strange.
set of Aliens, half the British cast just walked off the set because they didn't like Cameron. They thought he was this upstart American, but it was Canadian, and all this. There was like when they did that movie, he said it was 40 miles of bad road.
I don't get it. You get the opportunity to make a movie, to be on the screen. Just play along. Now I see the parts where a woman and a man they have to kiss or have a. I seen some of the actors have a problem with that.
They
So I
usually
can see
have
that.
intimacy coordinators with that kind of stuff, so like they're not even actually doing.
But there are some actresses and actors now that in their contract they won't do that.
But this is more of a behind the
That's a crew
scenes.
thing.
This is more of a school behind the
But
scenes
this is a
thing.
school
Thankfully-
thing. This is so
Yeah.
simple. I don't get it.
That's the hardest part. Thankfully, with peach wine, everybody was really dedicated, and I didn't have anybody drop, but I did have to like excuse one person, and like that is also hard. It's like it's hard on both sides because like if someone doesn't carry their weight and they like become more of a liability than an asset, it's like it's all a whole bunch of business in the back end of it. And it is hard when like on school projects and stuff, like the first peach wine that I filmed, we filmed that in one night because everybody's a student, everybody has jobs, everybody has their different lives going on, and it's like they can only do this one day. And it's
You see, that I can understand, but to have an argument about whatever, I don't have time for this. If you're going to sign up for something, then do it. And, people count on you to get this done. And I don't know, I would just drive me nuts.
in my films, before anybody works with me, I have them sign their contract, and it says like you're not allowed to drop within 3 weeks of filming or however much. If you do, you lose your credits, you lose your everything. You're completely erased from all the credits. You cannot claim this on your IMDb. This is no benefit to you. And that's a big thing because I do put mine on IMDb and I put mine in film festivals, so people try to get in mine.
Wow.
That's big brain.
So did you finish it, Poindexter?
Yeah, it's pretty much done. I filmed all my scenes. There's like
You don't even go to school with him.
yeah, he goes to FAU.
I was going to say, so this isn't even for your school credit.
It's not. It was just like he asked me to do like a favor for him because he was
What kind
like,
of movie was it?
It was like a detective story. There was like a main lead who was the detective. I was like the police chief, and
Who was the criminal?
Not too sure about that. There was like a dead guy, and like there was a murder, but like I'm not sure if they figured out who like killed the guy. It didn't say so in the script.
I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know what's so difficult about doing a movie, and I think that the rewards is a whole lot.
I think there's a lot of things that are difficult about doing a movie. It's creative content, it's putting it together, it's agreement on scenes, and editing, and
It's so much commitment and teamwork, and like even the 25-minute one that I did took a year. Like from start to finish, that was a year long.
Like I actually had this idea for a short film myself, but it's a mockumentary. So what happens to, say, the classic horror movie monsters now that their movies aren't being made, or say the Disney fairy tales after Happily Ever After?
yeah, what happens to them?
Right,
Yeah.
like I just thought it'd be a funny like comedy.
Can you imagine seeing like Cinderella after they're married for 40 years, like what that looks like? Are they in separate bedrooms? Are they still in the castle? Does she have wrinkles? Does he have like a big belly? I don't know.
Is this Cinderella with the 6 guys?
No, that's Snow White. Yeah, that too.
Well,
Like originally, my idea started as like couples therapy.
I see her on the floor.
Right? It's like he's going like, the Beauty and the Beast, like Little Mermaid, and Harry goes, well, what's the problem? Half the time she never says anything. I can't have fish for dinner. She's like, I can't find a single fork in the entire castle.
That's hilarious.
She's a hoarder, and she drives like a maniac.
That's funny.
That would be really funny. You should do that.
Didn't the movie Scream start out as one of those?
Yeah, actually,
things?
the original title for Scream was Scary Movie, but they basically pay homage to all the classic horror
Yes,
movies.
that was the original Scream, right? Not this
Yeah.
craziness.
That would be so funny.
You saw the original Scream?
No, I think it would be funny to see all the Disney movies 40 years after their perfect
See, that would be a
fairy
great
tale
movie.
wedding.
Well, it's
That
kind of
could be
like
funny.
Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time is a series that did that, and they like humanized the fairy tale characters.
Tarzan to be an old man, he don't live in a tree no more.
Well, actually,
He's got a
what
like
most people don't realize about Tarzan as the hunter, and that is actually his cousin in real life.
Tarzan needed a knee replacement, and what happened? How was his rehab? I mean, there could be so many funny things.
Yeah.
That's
Actually,
funny.
that kind of reminds me of something from that Disney Plus show with Chip and Dale, where like you saw Peter Pan.
Yeah,
like years after the movie.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, the
Yeah.
very meta.
He's all grown up now, he can't fly, he has a beer belly.
Yeah, he actually.
What's that called?
basically-
Neverland?
No,
Yeah,
so,
Neverland.
yeah, so in the Chip and Dale, it's basically that Peter Pan is making bootleg versions of the fairy tales. And so he turns out to be the villain.
Yeah, that was never a lot of good stuff. All right, let's take a quick commercial break, and we thank our sponsors. More to come on the other side of this commercial break. Give us a call in the studio. back to Studio B, the Aurora Room. 888-994-4995. Studio B. Give us a call. We'll be right back.
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty Richard Pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Attention all Medicare beneficiaries, it's annual enrollment time, running now through December 7th. Are you on the best plan for your needs? Do you know if Medicare Advantage or a Medicare supplement with Original Medicare suits you better? And have you reviewed your prescriptions for 2025? Every plan has changed and the donut hole is gone. Medicare open enrollment is here. Don't miss out on understanding all your options. Claire Goyette, the marvelous Miss Medicare, is here to guide you. Call Claire at 561-703-7463 or visit absolutebestinsurance.com/Claire-Goyette. That's Claire Goyette at 561-703-7463. Make the most of your Medicare benefits. Call now.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
What's the maximum time you've been off your phone in any solid point of time?
I don't know. I'm always on my phone.
I know.
I'm doing work on my phone. I'm sending my resign letter to my boss, my other job.
You're resigning on a letter? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What are you gonna be doing?
It's not like I'm just on my phone.
Oh, okay.
It's a yacht company, so they do, it's like a yacht management thing, so I'm be a dockhand, so I'll be going around filling them up, waxing the boats, probably detailing them, and then talking to a lot of the people that are making, I don't know how much money a year, but I just took a drug test for it yesterday. I had to go down to like Fort Lauderdale, and I don't know.
And now you're resigning?
No, for my other job.
Oh, you were actually in the middle of
Shouldn't we wait till the drug test gets back?
No, I'm already negative.
What's your other job?
That was a jet ski one I talked to you guys about.
Yeah, he was selling jet skis.
That, yeah. So I had to interview Wednesday for another job, but I had to tell them I can't do it anymore, so.
So you're not taking the Wednesday job for the yesterday job?
Yeah, I told them because I'll make more money doing this. And he said like people come out of this job being yacht brokers and really good connections. Cause there's like 40 foot to like 120 foot boats they got there, so like they're big.
Wow, nice.
I always wonder who buys those mega yachts, right?
Millionaires.
Corporations.
There's so much marinas, there's so many boats, boat
Especially
manufacturers.
here.
People have the money.
But you see the way they stack them up next to each other? How do you put that big thing next to another big thing? It's ridiculous.
Where are you going to put it? In your yard?
No, you got to put it, but I wonder how long
On the
it
lifts,
takes.
how carefully they do it?
Yeah.
But how long it takes to put a mega yacht in place with another 2 mega yachts?
Well, they have like what they call a pilot that comes on that does that for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that true?
I mean, captain.
Yeah, like they'll have somebody who comes over, they'll actually guide you to that port.
I know they do that with the big tankers.
Yeah,
They-
the cruise
they
line.
comes in and
Captains,
they-
you have a whole crew.
Yeah, it's
you
called
have-
pilotage.
How did you get interested in yacht broking?
Because of the money, and I grew up on the water, and all my
Oh,
friends
okay.
through charters.
Oh,
You get
okay.
paid to- You get paid to literally take people out on a boat that you can write off as a tax write-off, and you get a nice boat, and you get to take people out, and you get paid to do it. So
There was a friend of mine who did
Smart.
that, and he bought these glasses, sunglasses, and they show where the fish were.
Yeah, polarized glasses.
Yes, and they used to light up on the bottom, So he knew where the fish were, so he used to take people out fishing. He made a fortune.
So imagine one day you own the yacht, you take people out, and Grace gives them the whole undersea tour. It's like, and over here you can see the dolphins, and over there you see the turtles.
Here are fish. Here are
And you do the whole marine life tour. She'll even take them diving off of your yacht. Like, you guys could have a whole business together. How cool would that be?
She's a, you still have
I'm
your
a
license,
scuba
scuba?
instructor. Yeah, I have it for life.
So you have like your diving, all your stuff done?
Yeah.
People make decent money scrubbing the boats and everything too.
My brother used to do that because my brother is a diver too. Because like where I live in Maryland, that's like where the millionaires go to like go away from the world. So he'll go to like the mega yacht marinas, and my brother will dive under the boats and like scrub all the barnacles off, or like if
Wow.
they run over a line, he'll cut the lines. Like he also gets calls of like these women that are like, I lost my $10,000 diamond ring off the boat. Can you go dive down and get it? And he'll dive down and find it, and then bring it back up, and they'll pay him like a lot of money.
Sure.
Yeah, because like people lose their cell phones, people lose jewelry, people lose all sorts of stuff, and like these people, you're talking like Kanye West has a house 20 minutes from where I live.
So how do you know? You lose your cell phone or your diamond ring in the middle of the ocean. Do you go, oh, I'm next to buoy 32, or I'm across the street from this house? Like, how do you even mark it?
Well,
like on their phone.
yeah, I mean,
Depends
like
where
you
you
can.
lose it. You're not gonna go in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean down to the floor. It's too deep.
No, once it's like in the ocean, it's probably gone, because you also have like the salt that settles on top of it. So like, there's different ways you can find things, and like most of the time, you learn it to find.
Oh.
Like that's how I learned it, because like when I was training, I did search and rescue with the military. So like I was training to find accidents, to say it nicely. Because like one time there was like a helicopter accident, and then my team went out to go find them. But like you can use the same tactics to find things.
Now, the waters off of Ivory Coast and St. Augustine, those waters are loaded with ships and stuff that went down, right?
Yes.
So they know what's down there.
Oh yeah.
So when I went to St. Augustine, they found something in the mud that they didn't know was there. So they shut this whole St. Augustine down, including the bridge to go to the lighthouse. It was a one-laner, because they were trying to get it up, and the way they do it, they actually block all the water out. It's like this thing that they build so the water doesn't come.
Yeah,
out.
like dry dock.
Yeah, it's unbelievable the way they do this thing.
Yeah. So like every 10 feet in the ocean, you have a different atmosphere, and then you get different currents within that. So like, let's say the current on the top is nothing, but the current 80 feet down is crazy. So that will like push the sand over top of stuff. But like the things that settle down in that sand get revealed. So even though that whole area has been worked through already, new things are coming up all the time, because the water just pushes the sand off of stuff.
I saw a report that says the Titanic, there are compartments in the Titanic that nobody's ever gotten to.
Yeah.
And there are bodies inside these compartments. I don't know how they're ever going to.
Well, it's considered a grave site, but also there's an international salvage group that will retrieve stuff for like museums and artifacts.
Yeah.
But like for example, you know, like the car that they show in the movie, that actually did exist. They have insurance claims that were down to the details of every little detail.
I saw how they built the set for the movie. The Titanic.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, multi-million-dollar set they had to build, and it looks like they built it like in a desert. I don't know where.
Yeah, Baja.
Yeah, it was
In
crazy.
Rosarito, Baja, they built it all the way down to the keel on one side. So when they pumped the smoke out of the funnels, it would look like it was moving forward.
Then they had another part where, you know how they had them like this, upside, looking down at the ocean? That's actually a set that they put together. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But do you notice that
movie's fun.
when the movie starts, they're actually, they flip the whole set.
Yeah.
So when they all go on the boat, they're on the other side that they built. So what happened was all the costumes, all the vehicles, everything, had all the lettering and everything reversed, so that when they put in the editing, they just flipped it so that it would look right.
We could do the Titanic here.
Can
Do
we?
you know how much money that costs?
No, you could do it. The way I saw that they did it is really not complicated. The set itself is complicated, so you know you have to use green screen and sort of build things to make it look like that. But it's not doing it is complicated because you want it to look high def. Like Neville tells me, I don't like high def picture. That isn't true. I do. I just think it's harder to work with. But the way that I saw that they did it is, number one, ingenious. Number two, it's really not that complicated.
No, it's like when you watch the show. You only build what the camera needs to see.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
like you watch the old sitcoms, you have the exterior of the house. It's only the exterior. Everything else behind it is just wood.
The water was a pool.
Yeah.
Most, anything that has to do with the water, most of that is filmed in pools.
And then they changed the color of the
Really?
water to match the ocean.
It's very
they would
cool.
have, like, wax and makeup so it would look like everyone's frozen.
Yeah, green screen and pools, and like, all, like aquariums. They'll rent out aquariums to film movies.
Yeah.
They'll do all sorts of stuff.
How did they get the smoke? Like they were in the water and they were breathing.
That was a digital effect.
Ah. Okay.
So like certain movies, when they have to keep it from happening, they'll actually put ice cubes in the mouth so that when they breathe out, they don't have the smoke.
Okay.
But the night of the sinking, it was so cold that, but they had to do it digitally. Like for example, that night, there was no moon. So they added a type of fake illumination so you can see what
So
they
you
were.
can see what's on the water. Now they also, the drinking, is that iced tea?
Oh, it might.
Like if they brandy, it looks like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
more
for
than
example,
likely, yeah.
like for example, the scene in the steerage where they're all partying, it was actually root beer.
It was root beer.
Yeah.
Okay, I
You
was
can't-
wondering what that was.
You can't afford to have people really drink
Plaster?
on
No.
set.
And the cigarettes aren't even cigarettes.
They're herbal cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yes, which
I
is
wanna
what?
buy-
What is an herbal cigarette?
It's like oregano. Like there's,
Doesn't that burn?
I don't know if it's necessarily oregano, but it's like herbs and spices like rolled up into there.
Yeah, it's like when they would
Same-
do the scene in your local theater's production of Grease, where they're pretending to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah. That's not
what-
cigarettes?
No,
You
it's
can
fake.
also get in like movies. It's a little bit easier to control, like having an open flame. But on theater and stuff, you can get like battery operated cigarettes that'll just put a shot vapor.
Really?
Yeah, because like even if you're having like actual smoke, the curtains and the top of the theater is like all the stuff up there. The smoke can absorb in it and actually like hurt things. It can hurt the lights. It can hurt all sorts of stuff. So it's just water vapor pushing out on the theater ones. But in movies, like I said, it's a little bit easier to control. So you might actually.
And
be
you
able to
can't
have
pick
it.
up rain on a camera.
That's why you build a rain machine.
You had to go to rain machines. And then
I
why
know,
is
I
the
know.
street always wet at nighttime?
So because it lets you see the texture of the road.
So they always wet. You ever notice when you go to the movies, the nighttime scene, it always looks like it just rained or it was raining. All the time.
Like I can
Every
actually build a
movie.
rain machine out of a garden hose.
Does it down?
Here we go. Lots of cool stuff. I've never met a yacht broker before, so I'm really intrigued to see how it goes for you. Yeah, but you're working towards it. I think that's pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Still learning the mechanical work, this, that, like you said, you know a guy who does certain things. I've known my dad's friends do. They like build the boats and they have to do fiberglass work, so they still have to do some work, but then they're also like distributors for engines and different things too.
That's awesome.
So it's fun.
That's very cool.
Yeah, okay.
Very cool. All right, you ready to wrap this up?
Ready to wrap it up?
Welcome back to the morning show in Studio B. I like being back here. It's kind of nice. Nice new feel again. Tune in today at 11 o'clock for Hello, Your Health is Calling. The topic is your bucket full? So, see what Sue Kostic has to say. She's going to be joining us midday as well to talk about the results. She has an online quiz for everyone to take. See how full your bucket is. And we've got midday, we've got Claire, knows Medicare. She's going to be joining us virtually as well. Open enrollment time is now through December 7th, so definitely get all your information in. Join us midday, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. My mug is empty, and you know what that means.
I think it means it's time for a coffee refill.
As we prepare for other shows here at the Amp Media Production Studios.
Tune in for more fun and laughs at 12 o'clock for our afternoon show.
And remember to like, follow, and subscribe on our page.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe and be kind to each other.
And don't be late.